We open on a beach late at night. We pan down to see footprints aglow in the sand, only to get washed away by the waves. We pan to the left, and we see a diver glowing the same color as those footprints. He descends beneath the waves, only to be seen by those he will victimize.
Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Ethan.
And
we are back with episode 2, A Clue for Scooby Doo, which again, very vague episode title for no reason. Has nothing to do with what's going on here.
It's cute that it rhymes, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, that is cute, but even last episode we got a more descriptive title than what this is.
Yeah, it's true. I think at one point Scooby does say, "Hey, I found a clue." So it's not a lie.
No, it's not. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's
they could have tried harder.
Yeah.
What would you have named this episode then?
Like
The Revenge of Captain Cutler?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say so, to be perfectly honest.
Cool. I'm glad I just came up with it late and you agree.
It's a little on the nose, but then again, a lot of these titles are the last one was a bit of a pun, so
I don't know what pun to make about this diver. Yeah, I don't know. We can for Scooby Doo.
But they never go in a submarine though.
It's true they don't.
They just go and they just dive. We can talk about the way their diving suits look later because I think it's goofy. But
it's iconic. It is iconic. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I love this is technically still the 1960s. So the 1960s vibe here is peak. Absolutely peak.
For sure.
All right. Well, let's talk about this freaking episode. As you already said, it literally is prints in the sand, that shit. Yep. It's wow, that's a bit dramatic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta immediately see the villain. Wonder how this is gonna play out today. I wonder.
We shall see.
And then we get the instance of, is this daytime? Is this nighttime? It's unclear. And that is how old Scooby-Doo is.
That's true. We never really have a good idea of the time frame.
I believe it's supposed to be daytime. And this is this is a thing in old Scooby-Doo. The more you watch it, the more you'll be they keep saying that it is daytime, but it looks fucking dark.
I mean, how it looks like it's at night, because how else would they be able to see the glowing diving suit?
I don't know, man.
Well, because they pull up in the mystery machine for a beach party. That's just the 5 of them.
It's true. Just a beach party amongst the 5 of them. They are a party themselves, okay?
They are. I've seen many people try to reimagine the Mystery Incorporated members as D&D characters.
Oh, I've done this before too.
No, I know you have. You do that for a lot of fiction.
I do. We'll have to compare notes on this in an episode at some point.
Yeah, that'll probably be bonus content for sure.
Because I have thoughts, I have ideas.
Okay, I'm here for that.
I enjoy. Yeah, but it just is a thing with the lighting. That's all I have to say there. Is that I don't know what the intention is, but I also know that half the time they do say that stuff where it's oh yeah, it's daytime. And I'm why is it dark in the background though? What is wrong with this?
The Mystery Machine's headlights are on. They can see the glowing diving suit.
But are they going for a party at night, or are they going for a party in the day? Not sure.
Who built a bonfire during the day?
They didn't build a bonfire.
Okay, who builds any kind of fire during the day? Unless you're like
people who are making food.
Unless you're grilling.
Yeah, they literally were grilling, I thought.
That's true. Shaggy does roast some hot dogs.
So again, unclear.
Yeah, unclear.
We'll see. We'll see.
We shall see. And and then we get Scooby Doo surfing,
Yeah,
which he can do for some reason.
Listen, he's just the most. We don't question the logic that is Scooby Doo because he defies all.
He does. And once we get to Mystery Incorporated, we can get further into that, but that's a long time from now.
Oh, so long. I'll cry. But yeah, Scooby just goes surfing, and as he does, he immediately finds the ghost of the day.
Yep.
Who scares him.
And he fucking swims away as he does.
He blows into Shaggy, and then Shaggy also sees Cutler and then hides in an umbrella. As one does.
Because what else would you do?
Yeah.
What else would you do?
Like, just close the umbrella on you. That's fine.
Yep.
Very comfortable.
See, I'm like claustrophobic, so like I cannot imagine being inside of an umbrella like that.
I'm just imagining how like the metal would be like hurting your head.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like none of that, his head bursts through the top of the umbrella.
It does.
So like
the logic isn't logicking.
Yeah, I mean it's a cartoon, but like Shaggy's head must feel terrible.
Shaggy and Scooby especially have the least amount of logic in the group.
They really do.
It's like it's the armor you get of being comic relief. Instead of plot armor, it's comic relief.
We love that. Does it look like a clown suit? The comic relief armor, does it look like a clown suit?
I mean, it definitely should have some like giant. Absolutely.
At the very least.
Like, maybe it's regular armor, but with like giant clown shoes.
And it's like spray painted with like a bunch of like different colors.
Yes.
We love that.
It's rainbow.
Scooby Doo is for the girls, the gays, and the theys.
All right. And then we go to our next, where we're just like in a diner, as we are in a lot of Scooby Doo, actually. Like,
I mean, that was just a thing that people did, and like people still do that to a certain extent. So
yeah, I mean, like I feel like that's just like especially the classic vibes of Scooby Doo is that they go to a lot of diners.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I would if we had more diners that existed.
That's true. There's only one that I know of that's near me, and somehow it's still open after 60 years.
I did almost suggest a diner my date day, so because I was like, I found one. I'm like, I love the vibes of very retro.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. But we're looking at the newspaper and boats are just that's not good.
No.
What's up with that?
And nobody knows what's going on. Except for one dude who says that a ghost stole it. Wow.
And what is this man's name, Ethan?
The most ridiculous name I have come across. Ebenezer Shark.
I love it so much.
What the hell?
Like, I thought that I heard them wrong, but I was like, oh yeah.
I thought it was sharp with a P, but no.
No, it's Shark. Ethan, we had to have a red herring, and he is one of them, so.
That's true. Though we do get a literal character named Red Herring later on, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess he might be the only red herring, because, like...
Yeah, we don't meet a lot of characters this episode.
Yeah, we meet more than we met in the last episode.
That's not saying much.
It's not! We meet exactly one more person than we met in the last episode.
Yep.
It's so sad.
It
Early
is sad.
Scooby-Doo was just like, characters?
Struggling.
What? We don't need that.
We only have enough budget to animate 1 or 2 extra characters.
And hire only so many actors.
Yep. Well, because, like, for the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It was a pretty tight budget from what I've heard, and, like, it shows with some of the animation that we see.
Yeah.
So...
They're here for the vibes. They're not here for the, like, complex plot.
Nah.
I do think that we need to start, like, rating the mysteries. It won't be great in the start here, but...
Yeah.
You know... I think they'll get better as we keep going through the series.
Also, I love that Scooby and Shaggy are sharing like a giant strawberry shake.
What?
At least that's what I can assume that is.
Why wouldn't you know?
I just thought that they both have a big one for themselves, like 2 of them.
You know what? Sometimes they just share things because like they're besties.
They are.
We should you know, my brain is like, maybe we shouldn't because post-COVID times, but like maybe we should just like start sharing drinks with our besties more often. You know, it's
I mean,
fine.
yeah, sometimes.
You know,
I would not share my drink with you right now because you're sick, but
yeah. Get. I'm just saying, get past that stigma of like, that's weird. Why would you like share food with your friend?
I mean, like, when my girlfriend and I go on dates, we'll cut our food in half and then, like, give each other half of the food.
Okay, but like, I feel like there's like a difference when it's like a romantic partner. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's more expected.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
There's
My girlfriend
definitely
never
less.
finishes her food anyway, so.
Yeah, I feel like there's just like more like stigma if it's like not a romantic partner that you're sharing food with, and that's weird.
I mean, I actually did that with my dad for a while, but like if we found something that we both wanted, we'd be like, okay, what's your second choice? And then I would get the other thing, and we would go halvesies. Like it's a
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah. It
but
is a
again,
thing.
it's a parent relationship instead
Yeah,
of
like parent child also like still like kind of gets by there,
yeah,
but you know, share food with your friends, split a dessert. You know,
hell yeah,
it's fine. But Shaggy is a little bit weird because that is a dog.
yeah. I mean, at least they have separate straws, so there's not going to be like backwash from Scooby Doo. Because like,
You don't know.
I mean, I hope not.
There could be backwash in that straw.
Well, it's going to be less than if you just
True.
drank it.
True. Yeah. But they're besties. Leave them
They are.
be.
Also, I do not approve of them drinking a strawberry shake because to me, strawberry is the inferior ice cream.
I mean, you're
It's
not
a hot
wrong.
take, I know.
I don't hate strawberry. So, fun fact, I got really into like Neapolitan shakes for a while.
Interesting.
Like which is like the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry all together.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah. I just got very into that flavor. So,
I don't know.
strawberry's
Like,
good.
this is actually a story I don't think I've shared with you. So when I was in
Lord.
first grade, I moved to a new school, and they had strawberry milk in the cafeteria, which I'd never had before.
All right. I know that's a thing, but it always sounds fake.
It tastes fake. And the first day of school, I was like, oh, there's this new milk that I've never tried before. What does that taste? And I had some and hated it.
I'm
Just
sorry.
absolutely despised it.
I'm so sorry.
Because like I like strawberries. And back then
Yeah.
I would drink like milk straight up. I don't anymore, but and then I was just like, oh, this is gross.
I will still drink milk straight up. Not as often, but, you know, on occasion. You ever have, like, cookies and milk? Come on.
Not as often as I used to.
Well, you should, because it
Yeah.
still slaps, even as an adult.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of things that I liked when I was a kid, I still like.
Good.
Like, I have a sandwich that I invented called the Ethan Special, which is 2 slices of garlic bread with cold cuts, some like usually pepper jack cheese and some sort of leafy green with honey mustard.
I don't hate about half of them.
What's the half that you don't like?
Leafy greens and honey mustard. I'm not big on cold cuts. I like my meat warm.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's just how I like it. But
you started with garlic bread, and I'm just like, yes.
that is the superior way to eat a sandwich is when there's garlic bread involved.
Oh, it sounds like a heart attack special, but
It's
here
still
for it.
good though.
I think Shaggy and Scooby to transition us back.
Not only they would like pile all the cold cuts on and like
Oh yeah, it would be like a triple decker sandwich.
yeah. Like I only do like 2 slices of bread, 4 slices of meat, 2 slices of all the other stuff. They would just go, not to be too on the nose, but go ham.
Hey. All right. Let's get back.
Anyway, Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. My favorite transition. Anyway, this media.
Yep.
So we go see this creepy old dude to get some information about things.
Yep.
And yes, his name is still Shark.
Yep.
In fact.
Yep.
So he tells us the backstory about Captain Cutler.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, so this man's boat went down because he ran into a yacht, I guess.
Yep.
And so he's come back for revenge.
You know, honestly, valid.
Yeah, like eat the rich, honestly. I'm here for it.
Captain Cutler and the orcas wrecking yachts.
Yep, Ethan did the shaking hands thing.
Yep, I did.
I support Captain Cutler. and his thoughts of revenge here.
Yep.
It's fine.
I don't blame him in the slightest.
And he's got a witchy wife that we'll meet in a minute. So, like, I support this lifestyle, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's just a dude living with his wife on, in a on the coast, being a captain of a ship.
In a lighthouse.
Yeah, why not?
Like, the vibes are so strong.
Though, the thing about being a keeper of a lighthouse is that it's very easy to go in. Like, I watched a video essay about it, where, well, actually, it was a guy who was making a recipe from a lighthouse wife's cookbook, and then like in the middle, he was talking about, like, while the food was cooking, he was talking about like the lifestyle of a lighthouse keeper and like how easily they could go insane because they're on an island usually with either nobody or like just their family, and they couldn't really go into town very easily sometimes. So like I don't know. Have you seen the movie The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson?
I have not.
Okay. That's a pretty good depiction of like how easily people could go insane being lighthouse. So yeah, that's another thing that could have caused him to go for this. But regardless of his motivations, I agree with Captain Cutler's rights and his.
We support the Cutler's rights and wrongs. Amazing. Good shit. All right, so yeah, we learned all this from Ebenezer Shark, and then we never see him again. After that,
though Scooby does find an old diving suit, which I think is trying to set him up as potential candidate for the ghost of Captain Cutler, as it were.
People can own diving suits.
No, I know. I'm just saying that this is what the writers were trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to be like, oh, this creepy old dude that they meet, he's definitely behind this.
You know what? It's usually like the first person you meet in a Scooby Doo cartoon. Let's be honest.
Yeah, most of the time.
It's it's at least a non-zero amount of the time. It's the first person you meet.
Also, I'm noticing that none of the human characters have their eyes, like the whites of their eyes, colored in. It's just dots with eyelids in their face.
That like, is
Scooby Doo's eyes are white. Scooby Doo's eyes are white, but none of the human characters have white eyes.
That for sure is the style in this version of the cartoon. The same is in Mystery Incorporated as well.
They do that too?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. So then Scooby, Shaggy, and Velma go to meet Captain Cutler's wife.
Why is it just these three? I don't remember why they split off, if there was a reason for it.
Because Velma said there was something fishy about him. And Daphne and Fred stayed behind to make sure he didn't do anything suspicious.
Okay. I was like,
I think Fred and Daphne. I think Fred said him and Daphne would stay for other reasons.
Of course, they're always like that.
Though Daphne's definitely bi in my head canon, and I think that may be canon at this point. I don't know.
Probably. You know what's funny? So I recently went to a Comic-Con and I dressed up as Shaggy, and I just started talking to a vendor about Scooby Doo, and we both agreed Daphne and Fred are probably each other's beards, actually.
Oh, interesting. I thought Fred was Ace, but sure.
I mean, you can still have a beard when you're Ace, pretending that you are like a straight person.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I do think in different versions of the cartoons, they might have different alignings of identity.
Yeah, sure. But Fred, I think, he's definitely. I think Fred's definitely Ace. At least
he strikes me as either gay or Ace or both.
Sure.
So.
And then from the live action Scooby Doo, at least that version of Daphne's definitely bi.
Yeah.
The Sarah Michelle Gellar Daphne is 100% a bisexual.
You know about the cut scene where her and Velma had some gay shit happening, right?
Yeah, why do you think I think that?
Okay. I just want to know,
Okay, I had those DVDs in my house growing up, so and I was a kid who watched all of the bonus features and stuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely knew about that.
Yeah. I mean that scene in the second one where they're just like crawling around on the floor does live in my head rent free.
As it should. As it should. Though Linda Cardellini in
Intimacy
the
with another
red leather
person.
jumpsuit,
Yes. Yes.
that lives in my head every single day.
I'm glad. I'm glad. You are a horny little
Damn right I am.
Okay. We're still talking Scooby Doo, but it's the wrong Scooby Doo.
Right.
All right. So we got to talk about this witchy old lady.
Yes.
I mean, first, like, nobody wants to open the door of this lighthouse.
Well, because 2 of the 3 people there are cowards.
Yes. And I don't remember if we heard it in the last episode, but we hear one of Velma's iconic lines, calling Scooby, "What a ham." Like
Because he is. She's
I
right.
swear, I never hear this phrase outside of Scooby Doo. So like
I've told someone they're hamming it up, but I've never called someone a ham.
it's just, I don't know. I just had to infer what it meant from Scooby Doo and no other media or people in my life saying that.
That's fair.
Does it just mean he's like a silly little guy?
Yeah, it just means he's acting goofy. Like he's being like he's acting over the top on purpose. That's what hamming it up is, so I'm assuming that's what Velma's trying to say.
That makes sense. All right. So yeah, she ends up opening the door and like did they actually knock? Because they honestly just go inside. They break into
Velma
this lighthouse.
Velma just goes inside. They just break into this old woman's house.
That's not cool. I'm you know what? Maybe this is another thing we need to start doing is are we, I mean, we've already said it. Are we on the side of the gang or the villain in this episode? And I'm fully not really on the side of the gang in this episode.
No, not really. I mean,
they're just kind of being dicks today.
Yeah, they break into people's houses. They have very like circumstantial evidence on a man just doing his job.
Yeah.
That's Shark that I'm talking.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Okay.
And then Velma walks into this house and is like, "Wow, she's a witch." I'm like,
okay,
I mean, she's not wrong, but also
no,
like,
she's not. Like, she has a cauldron. How many people do you know that have cauldrons?
She's also doing her laundry in that cauldron, so.
Hey, she doesn't have a washing machine or a dryer. Let her do her laundry in a cauldron.
Yeah. And Scooby drinks some of the water, and he's like, this tastes good.
Hey, dogs will drink any water source they come across. I know that because my dog will drink out of muddy puddles all the time.
Yeah, but at least Scooby's like, maybe that wasn't good afterwards.
Yeah, Bella does not give a shit.
Yeah. But this old lady is like, yeah, I totally brought my husband back from the dead. Like, obviously.
Yeah, I'm a witch. Why not?
She's like, This is the goth GF turned into an old lady. Okay?
Yeah, and that's okay. Like, let her live her life.
We stand Mrs. Cutler.
We do. And now, because her husband is dead, which is actually pretty often the case with these lighthouse keepers, is she took over.
Yeah.
Because, like, either they couldn't find somebody else, or, like, they didn't want to find someone else. She just did it, because he's dead.
Yeah, her hubby be dead. But not really.
No, and we'll get to that.
I wonder, maybe this is too much, but my brain is just like, I wonder if that's like a kink they have, like pretending your husband, they're role-playing, ooh, my husband is dead, oh no, I brought him back to life. She's living her ghost fantasy.
Real Gomez Morticia Adams vibes here. And I love Gomez and Morticia Adams, so like, we stand.
I'm just thinking she's living like the ghost fantasy of like that's the movie, right? Where somebody
where Patrick Swayze is a ghost and helps the woman make pottery, among other things.
Yes, exactly. There you go. This is their kink.
Yes. Hey, we don't kink shame on Mysteries in the Machine. Okay,
I'm not kink shaming them.
Okay.
I came up with this idea. I think this is what they do in their private time.
Okay, that's fine.
I support them.
Yes.
You've already said we're on the side of the Cutlers in this episode, okay?
We are.
Also just want to say one more other iconic line is like Shaggy often has this weird phrase of like, this place is furnished in early whatever, or like somebody says something like that.
Yeah.
And he says this place is furnished in early Halloween. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
All right. And it gets a weird background laugh.
Yeah, the laugh track in Scooby Doo Where Are You is doing it. It's trying. It's trying very hard.
It's doing some work.
It is.
Yeah. Well, we leave this old woman's house that we just broke into.
But the funny thing is, she didn't care that they broke into her house.
No, she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you knock." Like they didn't knock. They didn't.
Right. Just a sweet old goth grandma, and we love that.
This is what all the goths are going to turn into when they become old ladies.
Here for it, honestly.
Oh my god.
Like the black cat goth girls have to have their golden retriever gamer boy somewhere, and sometimes your golden retriever gamer boy is a lighthouse keeper who wants to sink yachts. So we love that.
We fully stand. All right. Well, they see some suspicious glowing thing in over yonder, and it goes into a drain pipe.
The way they animate it is just bouncing. Like,
yeah, it's fine.
There's no movement to the seaweed at all. It's just bouncing across the screen.
Yep. They didn't have the time or
apparently
patience.
not. Apparently not. And it bounces into a drain pipe, as you do.
Yep. And then Velma's like, "Okay, Scooby, you're the only person who can do this, or dog that can do this."
Hey, Scooby's a person.
I swear last episode they were like, "Oh yeah, Shaggy's the only one who can go up into that window because he's like skinny or something."
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think any of them could fit in there.
Velma...
Scooby runs off screen, gets a bunch of pillows and a coat, and says he's too fat.
I love him, okay? Like, valid. He's like, I don't want to go inside there. That's weird. No, thank you. I'm too fat, actually.
I mean, I wouldn't want to crawl around in a drain pipe. That doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah. But, like, Velma's like, well, I can't go in there. I have an ass. Neither of you do. So...
Damn, Velma got the childbearing hips already.
Velma does, okay? Have you seen her?
I have. Linda Cardellini made me feel things as a small child, okay?
I'm not talking about the live action.
I know. But even... No, I was definitely more attracted to Velma as a kid than Daphne or...
Like, it is interesting that all of these characters have different body types. Isn't that weird? Right?
That's wild.
I know, right?
Yeah. Though... Do we think that particular moment with Scooby in the coat is a little fat phobic, or are we just gonna move on past that?
I mean, I thought it was like cute personally. As someone who is overweight, I'm like, yeah. I feel like I would also play something like that up because I don't want to do something, but that's just my personal take on it.
Okay, I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Again, Velma's just like, well, I can't be bothered to do it.
Nope.
So one of you two has to.
Yep.
But Scooby goes in, and it's just some glowing seaweed that a mouse had, and the mouse is very angry.
Yep, the mouse does not want Scooby to get the seaweed, and then he just lets go and makes Scooby just fall on his back.
This is not going to be the last time that Scooby just like angers a small creature because he like went into their home and stole something from them.
One of two things is at play here. Either Scooby is very weak, or that mouth is fucking jacked.
I think the answer is yes.
Okay. Because Scooby-Doo is a Great Dane, and Great Danes are strong dogs. So, like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's cartoon logic. Don't read into it.
I'm just gonna pass off as cartoon logic, which you probably should have done from the start.
It's good. It's glowing seaweed, which they fully make up this seaweed for this episode.
Yep.
It's very funny. I was just like, I wonder what's going on with that. Like, because they made up a whole scientific name for it. I'm just gonna Google it, see what happens. Yep. It has its own page on Scoobypedia. That's how you know it's fake.
Yep.
It is Phosphorus pyrifera? That Pyrifera. You know what? Maybe this person spelled it wrong. All right.
The subtitles on HBO spell it. Let me get back to it. Pyrifora.
Yeah, that's a word. It's the glowing seaweed that is only found in this one place that also only exists in.
And we love that. We love biodiversity in Scooby Doo.
It's just funny. So we finally have to go to the graveyard of ships that we've kind of heard of like this entire time, I swear.
It's been hinted at.
Yeah. But we gotta go there and we gotta put on our cute little diving suits. Ethan.
I love how all of them, all their diving suits are orange, except the dog-shaped one, which is green. What was the purpose of that?
I'm very interested in that because I swear, like in the early media, they're just like whatever. We'll just have them all be like weird colors like that. But like
Yeah.
when Scooby Doo media like gets like the Scooby Doo like full okay, this is a franchise vibe. All of their stuff is color coordinated based on
Right.
them.
Yeah.
And so
Like Shaggy's is green, Fred's is white, Daphne's purple, Velma's is orange, etc.
Yeah. And it's usually like blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting that they're just like orange and then
Just
green.
orange. Yep.
But also there's a dog one because
Yep.
the dog has to
Of course.
this is normal.
Of course.
Also the gang is like fully trained to be divers.
Yeah, that takes a lot of time to become officially certified scuba divers.
But they
Where
are.
did they find the time to do that?
I don't know, they don't go to school.
Apparently. At least not in this iteration of it.
Oh my god.
Or is it like a Phineas and Ferb thing where it's 104 days of summer vacation?
You know what? Maybe Phineas and Ferb stole like that idea from Scooby Doo.
Possibly.
It's possible. Someday I need to maybe either find that YouTube video that I saw forever ago that was trying to explain why these kids are like this and like, what they're all doing, like driving in this van in the 1960s and not going to school.
Isn't that what a pup named Scooby Doo tried to do?
Is it?
Like explain like how that. Well, doesn't it explain like how they became friends?
Well, yes. No. I mean like the lore of just like this 1960s group of teenagers who's like not like why this random group of people is in a van together going cross country. And and I don't know, part of it was that like Fred is trying to avoid the draft or something.
I would not blame him. I mean, it came out in the late 60s, so I 69. Guess the draft was still going up. Yeah. So I guess the draft was still happening for Vietnam.
And Shaggy's like a hippie, so you know Shaggy's not for that.
Nah. But Daphne and Velma, that's the ones I don't really...
Yeah, I don't remember their reasoning of why they're there. But Fred was like avoiding the draft, Shaggy is like a hippie, and then there were reasons happening. I don't remember this full video. It was like years ago that I watched this.
Well, if you're able to find it, either send it to me or put it in the description.
Absolutely, I will. Okay. So, they have their cute little matching outfits.
Yes.
And they are following a yacht that has no driver. Wow. This is fine.
No fine. Cruise control in the 60s?
I guess not.
Guess not.
I mean, even if you have cruise control, like you'd still need someone aboard.
That's true.
They're just like, there's no one aboard this ship. Clearly, it's ghost power.
Obviously. What else would it be?
And then they follow it into this like kind of cove of like rocks, and it disappears right before their very eyes, which only makes sense if you're watching it, but not from their point of view.
Yep.
Because you see it go behind the rocks, and then you see them follow, and then it disappears. But if you were watching it through their eyes, you would be able to see that cave opening.
Yep.
So it's so weird.
That is weird. I don't understand that. So then they go back to the graveyard of ships to see if they can find something else. And
okay.
And Scooby hoists himself in the up the mast of one of these wrecked ships because he's scared.
Of course he
is.
I need to say again, we have another good quote. Fred says, as I always say, onward and downward. Just why, Fred?
What? Why? That's the opposite of how that works.
It is. It very much is. So they're swimming, and Cutler locks up half of the gang in a ship.
Yep.
As they're trying to find some clues.
And
then Shaggy and Scooby have to do their usual, like, oh no, there's a ghost. We have to run from him.
Yep.
Shaggy.
And then Scooby inflates his diving suit with the air from his oxygen tank.
This is not normal.
No, it's not. I don't know how diving suits worked in the 60s, but like they shouldn't be able to inflate like that.
Yeah. Also, I did forget to say that I don't think Scooby has any like flippers. Like everyone else has flippers.
Yeah, everyone else has flippers. He doesn't. It's just bare paws. Just bare paws.
Very weird.
Yeah.
And Shaggy also finds this cannon on a ship, and he's
Yep.
like, "Oh, I should light this. We could get away from him. We can hit him with a cannon, bro. You're underwater."
Yeah, and eventually he realizes that.
This will not be the last time that Shaggy has fun with matches either.
That's true. Shaggy's also just has a few screws loose.
Just a few. It's fine. It's okay. And another great gimmick of Shaggy and Scooby, they're hiding like as if they were I can't remember what those things are called, but like the when you have like a mermaid or a person or whatever that's like on like the ship head or whatever.
Oh, I think it's called a figurehead.
Yes. Yeah, like those things, they disguise themselves as like those on the ships to try to hide from Cutler.
Yep. Absolutely bonkers play by them.
It did not work. Like, it was not going to work. You were brightly colored.
It was never going to work. You have orange and green diving suits. There is no way.
Nope.
No fucking way.
Not at all.
Though we do get a shout out to the title of the episode because Scooby did find a clue.
He did.
He found a sunken ship full of scuba tanks.
I wonder what's happening.
Very interesting.
As Velma said earlier in the episode, she literally said that.
Yep.
Well, they find that, and then they find another clue because there are those footprints again.
Yep.
That we saw like in the beginning of the episode, but they're going through solid rock.
Yep.
I wonder.
And Fred says, that's the same place the yacht went to. Interesting. Interesting.
And then Shaggy's like, well, I need to just like sit down for a second. And of course he sits on the exact rock that opens the secret passage.
Only Shaggy.
Only Shaggy.
Or Scooby. Either one of them would have done it.
Yes.
First off, how would you... Because water...
What?
Water makes it so you're lighter.
Yeah.
Why does he need to sit down? And how does he sit? The physics...
Well, they were walking at the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, you can do that. That's a thing people do.
Yeah, so he's just like, I just want to like get off my legs for a second, and then I guess he lets himself like fall instead of float.
Yep.
I don't know. There is no logic.
Nope.
It's fine. But we find the secret passage.
Yep. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel!
Anytime there's a secret tunnel, I'm going to bring that up.
As you should. As you absolutely should.
Shout out to Zach and Alex from Mike Abigail here.
Hey, best buds. So, we found so many more clues. Like, all of the clues are right here in the secret passage. It's just yachts, and they're being recolored.
Wow.
All right. And we've basically solved the mystery.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, it's trapping time, and this sure is a trap.
Sure is.
You know what? We're gonna do it with suds. That's it. That's the secret ingredient today. It is soap.
Is this the first instance of Fred's traps?
Well, we didn't have one last time, right?
So I think it is.
So this is the first trap.
Yep.
And it sure is a weird one.
Fred's idea is to just use a hose, like ones that veterinarians have for their soap to clean dogs, because that's essentially what they do.
Yep. And just like slip this man into a net. That's it.
Yep.
But like, if there's still like things that go wrong, because of course, if you have a hose and Shaggy or Scooby is holding it, that is a bad idea.
Well, they're not holding it. They're holding the net.
True. But like, but I just remember seeing like Shaggy like trying to hold onto the hose and it going like flying.
See, so they make a bunch of noise to get him in, and it works.
It does.
And then, so Velma turns the hose on. Okay, yeah, Shaggy does grab it because Daphne and Fred let go.
Why?
I don't know.
Why did they just let go?
So then Scooby gets sudsed up, lands in a boat. The boat drives away.
And the boat crashes into Cutler's head. I remember that.
Yep. Just straight up smacks him.
And then we unmask the villain. Who is it? It's someone we haven't actually met. But then Shaggy's like, hey, look, seaweed. Put the seaweed on his chin. He's Captain Cutler. It was Captain Cutler all along.
Yeah, he wasn't dead. He never died.
Yep. Like I said, it was a kink to be like, oh no, my husband has died.
Hey, people can be into whatever they want to be.
Yep, exactly. And then we have our wrap up is instead like them back at the diner reading the newspaper about themselves. How narcissistic.
These are teenagers. What do you expect from them?
I know. It's just funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, so
now Scooby and Shaggy have separate shakes with a straw adjoining them?
Yes. Does this make sense?
No.
No, it does not. But Scooby is drinking Shaggy's shake because he got an extra long straw.
Yep.
And is pretending that he's drinking his own, but he's not.
Yep.
And then because Shaggy cuts the straw, Scooby takes revenge by drinking everyone's shake, but it's unclear how.
Yeah, is there like a giant straw underneath the table that's connecting all of them?
No, it's Scooby Doo magic.
Crazy.
It is the magic that is Scooby wanting food, so he will eat all of your food.
Even the gang doesn't know how he did it, and Scooby's like, "Ree!"
That was a good Scooby laugh.
And he just winks at the camera, and we never know. We never find out how he did it.
Fred's like, that's another mystery. And
Scooby's like, wink.
All right. Let's talk about some trivia.
Hell yeah.
You ready?
Let's do it.
We are here. Where is the trivia on Scoobypedia?
Let's see. I'm on Scoobypedia right now. Let's find Here we go. Okay. This is part of the original. There is a part of this that is in the original title sequence. Part of this episode is in there.
Yes. It also says that the theme music in this episode is slightly different.
Interesting.
The rest of them?
Yeah. It's really the third one that is more the rest of it looks like.
That's so weird. Okay. Also, this episode and the last episode have like different title cards than every other episode of the original series. It shows the monster with the gang running, with the title floating. It has that. And although this episode was the second episode, it was produced as the third.
That's odd to me. I don't know why they decided to do that, because it's all episodic, so there's no like story implications.
There's no reason for it. Doesn't matter.
Shaggy says his first toy was a garbage disposal, which is very dangerous. But I don't know if I believe him.
It's totally fine. Oh, okay. The scene of Shaggy roasting the hot dogs is reused in a few episodes. Decoy for a dog nap.
I mean, like I said, the original Scooby Doo was produced on a shoestring budget, so
yeah, it's true.
Why wouldn't you?
This is the first episode where Scooby says "Ruh-roh"?
It is?
What?
That's bonkers.
Yo!
That's cool. And he says it twice, too.
He does. That's good. I love it. This is the first episode where we hear Fred's name. As we said last time, he had no name. It's fine.
That's okay. We know his name now.
All right. I want to know, this thing says that Mrs. Cutler was more frightening in the storyboards. Do we know what she looked like? What did she look like before?
I don't know. Let's take a look at her page on... Oh!
Are you seeing something? I'm not seeing anything.
Maybe. There's...
Oh, okay.
There's different versions of her.
Is it the GK thing, whatever?
Yeah, that one.
That does look terrifying.
Yeah, she looks definitely more like stereotypically witchy.
Yeah, she does. Actual episode, she just looks like an old lady.
Yeah, she's like a sweet old lady. You know, just someone's grandma.
Yeah, but I guess she was gonna look more like a stereotypical witch. Not always great.
No, there's a lot of bad
vibes. Racism, per se.
Yeah, anti-Semitism, too. Not a big fan of that.
Some of that stuff ends up happening in Scooby Doo because that's how it be. It was the 60s and 70s.
It do be like that.
Okay, so the scuba diving suits that you love so much are reused in Scooby Doo and the Legend of the Vampire.
We love that.
I know! That's also one of the movies I remember watching a lot. I
watched Cyber Chase more.
Legend of the Vampire is not the original Hex Girls movie, but is like
It's a Hex Girls movie?
It's the one where they come back. It's like the return of the Hex Girl.
Okay.
In a Scooby Doo movie. It's the one where they're in Australia.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
Whenever we get to that in like 10 years, we'll have Sam on. Okay?
Yep, our resident Australian.
The only Australian who exists.
The only Australian we really know well enough to ask for that.
Yeah, true. Have any other good fun there are many more piece trivia, but it also is important to note that this is like the person in this episode is disguised as his own ghost, and it is like very weird that happens.
Yeah.
And it's also the only villain that Shaggy figures out before Velma.
Which is just a wild statement.
Yeah, it really is.
Because Velma's like the smart one, so like...
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what they say about broken clocks.
Oh, okay, there's a cultural reference here. Wait. Okay, so I've only ever heard the very interesting from Scooby Doo.
That's because it's referencing something that's older than itself.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming it's a reference to something, but I have never known. I always just reference Scooby Doo when I said it, so.
I do too. That's where I know it from.
No, that it's from a sketch series, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
Yep.
Cool.
Which at the time of the episode's production was one of the most popular TV series in the United States. That's cool. Mrs. Cutler greets Shaggy and Scooby with "Good evening," which is an Alfred Hitchcock reference of all things.
It's so fun that Scooby Doo like references other things, because all the time I'm just like, oh no, I'm just referencing Scooby Doo. No, Scooby Doo is doing a reference. It's a double reference.
Well, I mean, like, the writers of these shows are often influenced by other media around them.
Sure.
So, like, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. As a child, I never thought about it. So...
No, I didn't either. I was just watching Scooby Doo.
Just here to watch the Scooby Doo. So Ethan, let's close out our trivia. And I mean, we've already explained who we're on the side of on this episode, but how would you rate this mystery? Is it a good mystery? Is it a bad mystery?
I don't know. It's the fact that Ebenezer Shark was a red herring. I liked that. The widow, I'm putting air quotes around that, of Captain Cutler definitely had them sold on the whole bring her husband back to life thing. But even though she may practice witchcraft, they did only find her doing laundry, so like...
I want to know where she got those hyena laughs, personally. How'd she can it? How?
Great question. So, I don't know. It's a weird kind of gray area.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a good mystery, but it's a good time. Like, I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
I just think the gang needs to, knock before entering.
Yeah, breaking and entering is a federal offense. Don't do that.
Yeah, I support, eating the rich more than I support breaking and entering.
Same. Good luck to Widow and Captain Cutler, who are probably dead, but...
Good luck to them, but I supported their rights and their wrongs.
Absolutely.
Well, that has been a fun time that we just did. Good shit. So gang, we're gonna go split up and look for clues for our next mystery. Hey, goodbye.
Bye.
You can follow this podcast's socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.